The meaning of life and the purpose of humanity is frequently focused of poem and song. Why are we here? What is the point of life on earth? My mind is filled with answers in scripture, but all I see is contradictions in people. Though I look for answers, I must admit that my heart has grown bitter and resentful. I know the words of God, but I don't see God's people rising up. Can God's people be great as they were created to be? Our origin story in Genesis tells me that humans were to have dominion, but so frequently we treat that as a license for dominance. Humans were to be fruitful and multiply. This command to fill the earth became permission to control the earth. But we were made in the image of God. We were supposed to be a blessing. It seems we have become more like a plague of locusts, consuming all in their path. Genesis 12 says God told Abraham that he was blessed to be a blessing, but blessings were treated like favor or favoritism, that God's love has a hierarchy. My neighbor couldn't be as loved by God as me. He drives a gas-guzzling SUV that destroys the environment. I am holy. I drive a Prius, and somehow that makes me better. God couldn't love my brother as he loves me because he has an intimate relationship with substances. I am loved. I don't use alcohol or drugs, unless, that is, you count food and sleep as drugs. God spoke through the prophet Micah and told Israel they were supposed to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. The scripture has become cute and quotable by those looking for kindness and a coffee mug. But have we listened? Justice is a tainted word. Our criminal justice system is broken, trapping people of color in modern-day slavery. Our war tactics aren't about bringing justice. They're about rich people simply using poor people in a game of King of the Mountain. We speak of the honor of soldiers, but forget to care for our veterans. Christians claim they want justice for unborn babies, but ignore the responsibilities of their fathers, ignore the consequences on mothers, ignore the needs of the homeless and the hungry and the lonely. What does justice even mean in this world? Sometimes I think we want Jesus to be the Lion of the tribe of Judah and not a Paschal lamb. No, God, don't include them in the family. They're not good enough to be in here with me. God, don't be merciful unless it's to people like me. Jesus said, follow me, but that didn't come with a creed you had to affirm. Your faith made you well. Neither do I condemn you. I came into the world not to condemn, but to save the world. Jesus told the disciples they were supposed to go and make disciples of all nations and baptize them. But we've mutilated Christ's words. Don't let women preach or teach or lead. Oh, and forget about gay people. We're the sexually liberated, also Muslims. We can't love them. But nowhere does it say we have to even be Christians. Mother, forgive them. They know not what they do. They've lost sight of their purpose in life. For generations they have hurt people in your name. What is the meaning of life and why are we here? Fancy theologians say I'm here to enjoy God and worship Him forever. But what if I can't even call God Him because of a patriarchy that has boxed in my gender? What if I have felt let down by God because her church has harbored my abuser? Forgive him. That's what Jesus would do. I enjoy God most when I'm around atheists and homosexuals. It's there I see the beauty and complexity of the world. Where do I enjoy God? Away from the pomp and circumstance of church. where tradition is valued over ministry to the vulnerable, where change is forbidden because it was good when I was a kid. It's so hard to ask people to hear the words of Jesus, is it? Love God and love others. It isn't complicated, but it also isn't easy.